When you think of the CIA, what pops into your head? Some might say spies and secret missions, while others might think of high-stakes covert operations. But did you know their tactics go way beyond just espionage? They delve deep into psychological manipulation. So how far does this psychological warfare really go? And what does it say about the true nature of their operations? What secrets are lurking in their dark playbook? Well, the psychology of the CIA is anything but simple. The organization rarely misses its target. If you're in their way, they will always ensure you have spilled all the little dark secrets. It's like they have this talent for manipulating, or should I say twisting, the human mind using the least expected way, through behavior. They usually analyze and influence the human mind using a variety of techniques that gets the most out of you. So which techniques, you may ask? The first commonly used technique is the structured analytic technique. This method emphasizes the cognitive aspects of CIA agents. It's a mental model that is explicit and constantly challenges key assumptions. But what's its purpose? By employing this model, CIA analysts can assess the accuracy of their own mindsets and make their arguments more transparent. It essentially creates a framework that intelligence analysts use to uncover hidden relationships between key factors. Speaking about key factors, there are always vulnerabilities associated with them, and the CIA seems to always know their way around them. How do they do it? Well, they employ their second technique, exploitation. This aspect is unlike any other. It involves manipulation and exploitation of the weak spots. In a way, it can be seen as the dark side of the CIA, as it preys on individuals with specific personality traits. Traits like narcissism or psychopathy are much accepted for this kind of operation since they're more susceptible to manipulation. Take narcissists, for example. They have an exaggerated sense of their own importance and crave constant praise. The CIA can use this to their advantage. By flattering them and giving them special attention, they can gain their trust. Plus, narcissists are more likely to be manipulated because they are focused on themselves and may not see the bigger picture. However, it seems these aren't the only people the CIA have their eyes on. The organization also pays close attention to individuals experiencing personal crisis like trauma. You see, individuals who have gone through such crisis often develop patterns of demeaning themselves. They frequently exhibit degraded thinking and judgment, which also reflect in their behavior. This weakness can make them easier to be recruited because they might view espionage as a way to solve their problems or escape a tough situation. Sounds interesting, right? However, this isn't the only card the CIA have on their sleeve. The organization also tends to use another very powerful technique called the Analysis of Competing Hypothesis, or ACH. This method helps analysts overcome common mistakes that can lead to inaccurate forecasts. But the technique isn't that straightforward. ACH offers a range of explanations or hypotheses that are fresh and unbiased at the start of a project. What's interesting about this technique is that it doesn't get swayed by first impressions or existing analysis. Now that we have the explanations and hypotheses, you might wonder, how does the CIA actually gather intelligence? Well, to achieve this feat, the CIA uses indicators that enable them to track certain events or targets at specific periods of time. It's like the methods instill rigor into the analytic process and boost the credibility of analytic judgments. To be honest, this might be the best way to provide an objective baseline for their assessments regarding how busy they usually are. However, that is not the only technique in their playbook. The CIA also employs a technique known as spotting, which is vital to their recruitment process. Recruiters know how to look for obvious signs of a problematic past or behavior, such as volatile relationships or job hopping. Once they realize these problems, they employ sophisticated psychological strategies relevant to those weaknesses. And talking of psychological warfare, the CIA has been in this business for a very long time. They have a long history of mind control, and the examples they produce prove just that. One big incident from the early 1960s really stirred up controversy. the CIA's secret MK Ultra program. This program, which was active from the 1950s to the 1960s, was clandestine. You may ask how we know about it if it was such a secret. Quite frankly, I don't know. What I do know is that the program wasn't just about simple mind games, but much more than that. Its goals were much more grandiose, and the program was intended to create methods of manipulation far beyond the simple control of minds. So how did the program go about? Well, MK Ultra was no small operation. It involved over 150 human experiments with LSD, mescaline, psilocybin, amphetamines, barbiturates, strychnine, scopolamine, alcohol, marijuana, and other substances, as well as paralytics and electroshock. To make matters even worse, a large number of the test subjects had no clue that they were being used in such experiments. Can you imagine waking up one day and having hallucinations without understanding the cause of it? That was the exact situation. These tests were carried out by the CIA in different facilities such as universities, hospitals, and prisons in the United States of America and Canada. They were particularly interested in LSD, thinking that it could be used to manipulate people's behavior, including during interrogations. Finally, the CIA found out that mind control wasn't feasible. But the harm had been done. MK Ultra files were destroyed in 1973 by CIA Director Richard Helms, thus making it difficult to have a proper investigation. It's clear that some people will go to great lengths in the name of national security, often without considering the impact on those around them. Just think about the effects of these experiments on CIA agents, not to mention the people who are experimented on. One of the most common issues among CIA agents is post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Agents are regularly exposed to high-stress situations, from witnessing violence to facing constant threats. This ongoing exposure to trauma can take a serious toll on their mental health. Depression and anxiety are also widespread. Take Janaki Cates, a former senior intelligence officer, for example. She opened up about her struggles with delayed postpartum depression and anxiety, sharing how she would cry every day at work and have intrusive thoughts about her child's safety. Her story shows how the intense stress of the job can worsen existing mental health issues. Despite these challenges, the CIA is making efforts to address mental health issues. Victoria, the CIA's Director of Medical Services, has acknowledged that anxiety, depression, and family problems are common among their workforce. The agency is working to create a culture where seeking help is encouraged and doesn't hinder career progression. So what do you think about the CIA's operations? Are they just doing their job, or are they going too far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.